quarter century, 25 years, over 25 years now, I've been doing laser vision correction. And it's been a very, very long and interesting journey. And one that I think really has now supercharged itself with technology over the last 8-odd years or so. And with my getting involved with research and academics, because frankly, I wanted to fix myself. I wanted to make a difference. And I thought the technology that we did have was not being used correctly. So when you talk about the journey, part of the journey was my journey. I was a -10. I was the kid with glasses in third grade and the thick glasses by, junior high school, and getting bullied and made fun of, and 4 eyes and, all that. Contacts in 10th grade, and ended up about a -10 in one eye and -9 in the other. On top of that, with thin corneas, which traditionally people did not do such high corrections on. So part of that journey was to fix myself, and that might be one of the reasons I got into the complex cases and treating complex cases and working with patients who perhaps were not the normal patient. And more over time, I've gotten involved with repairing patients, and that became a big part of my practice. But first was fixing myself, which we managed to do in 2012, and then repeated with my research in 2020. Kind of a fun fact. The first person to have the CREATE protocol done on them, the corneal repair with epithelial and topography enhanced, which I have now put into a patent. First person to have it done was me. And that was to repair the aberrations in my original laser procedure, my original PRK from 2012, and to make my eyes better. And that was in 2020, and I ended up with pretty incredible vision. Like when I look out here over downtown, a little beautiful downtown San Diego, I see like I'm watching a really good 4K TV with a really good 4K stream. That's better than normal human vision. I don't get a lot of halos, I don't get a lot of glare, I don't get a lot of aberrations. I see freely and cleanly and crisply with very little compensation by my brain. And my vision is easy. And I have one eye with a little modified mid vision to actually be able to read. And I read my charts and I read my work without reading glasses. And that was part of the repair protocol. But it's also used on much more complicated procedures. So what the technology has given us is the ability to repair and fix corneas. And we just didn't know exactly how to do it. And that's been my research for many years now, is how do we make the focusing system of the eye better? We cannot make the back of the eye better. The nerve system, the stuff that sends the image to the brain, we don't know how to grow nerve tissue. So we don't know how to make a higher density retina, one with higher megapixel, for example. What we can do is make it focus better on this nerve tissue, make the light scatter less, because we are biological systems. And a lot of this started with the ability to remove corneal irregularity, and that was a topography-guided ablation. And that topography-guided ablation was invented in 2003 by Theo Seiler in Germany with Wavelight. He was also the gentleman who invented corneal cross-linking. Then there was a gentleman named John Candelopoulos who took the two together to help keratoconus patients, and he really started the revolution going on how we can repair corneas to help people. So it finally came to the United States and was approved in 2016. We started using it, I started using it pretty early to treat patients for repairs. But the science, I developed the science, and we developed it in my center, where we started to understand how the focusing system worked, because what we were getting was the actual stuff after the brain had processed it. How do we correct the cornea to take out its irregularities? How does that have an impact on the rest of the focusing system when we remove the irregularities are there because you're human. You're not made in a factory. You were made in a womb. And so how do we do that? And that was the science of the LARA protocol. layer yoked reduction of astigmatism. And that was the first patent. And then as we went on, we were able to use this to treat patients that never had a corneal issue but had a correction, nearsighted astigmatism, that kind of thing, to make the irregularities that were natural human biological irregularities, to have the system see them and fix them, and to make a better than normal, virtually perfect, more uniform cornea, so you get less scatter of light. So when I look out there, I really see things crisply. And that was the LARA protocol, and that really made a difference in how we could treat people. And then it was adapting that to find the reasons why that may not work, or there may be an error, it may not have the outcome we want. And that led to a long series of research that way that allowed us to make that better. And we've got that. We've really got it down with the latest patents we just submitted, with the latest papers we're writing right now. And this has been a journey of 15, 16, I don't know, whatever papers, peer review published papers. We got 2 more about to come out that are in approval pending revisions, 2 more I'm writing right now. And then we took that technology and we started using it to repair people, which is what the original intended use was for. Because there's so many patients in the United States and all over the world, like with keratoconus, a disease that destroys the eyes from a young age and destroys your career, destroys your ability to see properly. Everything now revolves around your eyes and whether you're going to be able to see and how well you're going to be able to see. And we figured out how to make the system with laser corneal reconstruction better. Repair that cornea so it becomes more like a natural, more normal cornea, and freeze it in place to cross-link it. And one of the big advancements you had to do with that was how to do it while understanding how the corneal epithelium compensated and prevented us from actually measuring the full amount of irregularity in the cornea. Okay? And that became the CREATE protocol, Corneal Repair Epithelial Topography Enhanced, another patent that was granted by the U.S. Patent Office. Okay? And when we did that, that really, really allowed for us to get a much better, smoother, more natural cornea after keratoconus, after a repair of a radial keratotomy or someone's LASIK repair or something like that. And that really supercharged how good the visual results were. And over the past few years, that has made our ability, for example, to treat something like keratoconus, that we can, it's improved so much, these patients literally feel normal again. They can drive, they can work, they drive at night. They feel they can do everything they want in life. That's a big deal. That's a big part of the journey. And we've been able to repair pretty much everything that comes in from the bobcat. We had an animal trainer that had her cornea sliced open by a bobcat. Everyone said cornea transplant. We got her vision back. Okay? We repaired that cornea. And to the radial keratotomy, to the person that had cataract surgery that ended up with an irregular cornea, all these things we can fix. But there's probably 1 million to 2 million people in the United States that really don't have a lot of choices except being told, get some special lenses if you can tolerate them, like scleral lenses, or get a cornea transplant, which 40% fail in 10 years. A lot of them don't end up with good vision. But we're able to give these people vision where they can return to life and do what they want permanently. That's been a big, long journey. And a lot of people saying things couldn't be done and couldn't be done this way, that what I was saying was going against past research or past thought. Well, that's because we're doing it with data. We're doing it with science. Every step of the way, the journey has been about science and about data and about creating systems that can be proved objectively to be working. It's not an opinion. It's not a once in a while. It's on patient after patient after patient. And we publish that data again and again and again. And I did this because people needed help. I saw the potential of the systems and people just weren't doing it. And part of the journey now is to get the word out there, because so many doctors, so many patients don't know this technology exists. The laser companies don't support it because they're worried about liability. Very few people do it because it's complicated. I write it in peer-reviewed publications. Not everybody reads those. How do you get it out there? Well, that's also part of the journey, to get that information out there and to tell people, yeah, there's hope, there's help. And that's been the journey here, and that's more and more my practice today, is because what I want to do is take what we learn and be able to spread it. Can we do laser vision correction for somebody and make them better than contacts and glasses? Absolutely. If something goes wrong, God forbid, even though it's really accurate, can we fix that? Yes. Virtually any LASIK related complication I can fix today. If someone has keratoconus and they're losing their vision and they're trying scleral lenses and that's not helping them and they're trying just plain old cross-linking, which doesn't make the vision better, can I restore their vision? Yeah, a lot of the time. A lot of the time, even in pretty severe cases. The results are good and we publish them. Can I help that patient damaged by some traumatic event or some infectious event, a shingles, zoster infection that clouds their cornea, or that hot piece of metal went into their cornea and melted it? We can help that. And there's a lot of people like that out there. Maybe not enough for the corporations to say, we're going to focus on this, but still a lot of people. And that's been a big part of the journey, a big part of the practice, and why we made the name change also from Motwani LASIK to Cornea Revolution, because Cornea Revolution was about fixing corneas, about making people see again and restoring vision as much as improving vision to make it better than human normal. And that's where the journey continues to this day.